Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're doing something very exciting and hopefully you enjoy it. I don't know, let's see. So today's video is going to be based on the weather outside. So this morning I woke up and it was pouring with rain and it was actually quite cold. So all I kind of wanted to do was like snuggle in my bed and like watch movies. So I'm gonna do that after this video. But anyway, I had an idea and today's video is going to be about 26 of my favorite TV shows from Netflix. I'm going to be telling you some shows that you can watch when you're bored or when you don't feel like working or on days like this. In no way are these shows listed in order. I just couldn't pick, so I randomly listed them, and I'm also going to be telling you the genre of these shows and what I rate them from 1 to 10. So let's begin. First on our list is Ginny and Georgia. Now this show is a comedy and drama series. I absolutely love it, and if you haven't watched it yet, please go and do that. And I rate this show at about an 8.5. Next on our list is called Sex Education. This is a drama series. I absolutely loved this show because it makes you a bit uncomfortable, I suppose, to an extent because of the things that they say. You're not expecting it, but it's also very enjoyable. Please don't watch it with children around. It's not for kids at all, but it's very enjoyable. I rate the show at about a 7.5. Next is The Society. This is a mystery show. It's interesting, guys. That's what I'm gonna say. I rate this show at about a 7.5. The next show is called The 100, and this show is very addictive. I got glued to it from the very first episode, and I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of this show. This show I rate at about an 8.5. The next show is called Stranger Things, and this is basically about sci-fi and a bit of drama, I suppose. And I'll rate this show at about a 7.5. The next show is called Santa Clarita or Santa Clarita, wherever you're from. I'm not sure how you say it, but I say Santa Clarita. I don't know why. It just comes out like it. I absolutely love this show. It's basically a horror / comedy. It's very strange. It's not like any other horror where it's like really scary. I would say that it's more gruesome. People might find it like gruesome, but I absolutely love the show. I love the actors in it and I'm obsessed. I give the show about a 9. The next show is called Good Girls. This is a crime / comedy / drama. This show is really flippin' addictive, and I think any ages would enjoy it, not children, but definitely even like moms, obviously, because these actors are moms in the show, but definitely also teens and, you know, whatever other ages except children, will definitely enjoy this show. I rate the show at about it's so hard. I'd probably say an 8.5 to 9. The next show is Dynasty, and this is a drama. I'm absolutely obsessed with this show. I know some people say Dynasty, I say Dynasty. It has been running for over a couple of years and it hasn't lost its popularity, so clearly it's really, really good. I rate the show at about a 10 because I love it. I watch it every day. The next show is called You, and if you haven't watched the show, I suggest you do that right now. This show is a thriller and it is very, I just say creepy. That's the first word that comes to mind. He is such a creeper, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give it away. This show I rated about a 7.5. The next show is called Teen Wolf. This is a drama / horror / romance / supernatural / action. And this show is by far one of my favorites. I literally watch it on repeat because I'm obsessed with Styles and I'm obsessed with Lydia. She is just everything. The show definitely a 10.5. The next one is called The Rain, and this is a drama / science fiction / apocalyptic fiction / thriller. This show is also really enjoyable. It's actually a Swedish series, but they put subtitles at the bottom so that you can obviously read and understand what they're saying. Very addictive, also a bit strange, but I enjoyed it. I rate this at about a 7.5. The next show is called Elite, and this is actually a Spanish series. It's a drama, and let's just say there's a lot going on in the show. I rate the show at about an 8.5. It was really enjoyable and loved it. The next show is Baby, and this is a drama series. It's also a Spanish series. Definitely rate the show as at about an 8.5. The next show is called The Order, and this is a drama series. Really enjoyed the show. It's also a bit of a supernatural, I suppose. I rate this show at about a 7. The next show is called The Outer Banks, and this is also a drama/mystery series. It's very addictive. It really grips you, and it keeps you there. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for season 2, and I rate the show at about an 8.5. The next show is called Jane the Virgin, and this is a drama series. It's actually an American telenovela. If you haven't watched Jane the Virgin, you need to go do that now. This show is definitely a 9.5. It is everything. There's so much drama. The next show is called On My Block, and this just reminds me of my childhood for some reason. I never went through half the stuff they did in this show, but I really enjoyed it. I would definitely put this in an 8. The show is called The Haunting of Hill House. This is a horror/drama series. It's very strange if you like horror movies, and if you're a horror movie fanatic, you'll probably find this extremely strange, but very, you want to keep watching. It's very addictive. I think you will definitely enjoy this show if you're not easily spooked. Definitely a 7.5. The next show is called Gilmore Girls, and this is basically a drama series. This show really reminds me of me and my mother's relationship to an extent, but definitely something that should be watched. I definitely rated a 7.5. The next show is called Friends, and if you haven't watched Friends as yet, I suggest you do that right now. I feel like that's really sad if you haven't watched Friends. But definitely something that is just so freaking entertaining. This is a comedy/drama sitcom, and it's absolutely addictive. The next series is called Modern Family, and this is also a comedy sitcom. And if you haven't watched the show, I'm not gonna say anything else because definitely rated it about a 9.5. Love it. I don't know if I rated Friends. If I didn't rate Friends, I gave it a 9.5. I can't remember. The next show is called Sweet Magnolias, and this is a romance series. I enjoyed the show, but not wildly like the others, so I'll probably give it like a 6.5. I did enjoy it though. The next show is called Riverdale, and people, you need to go and watch the show. I definitely enjoyed the show. I'd give it about a 7.5. And for our very, very last one is The Originals. If you haven't watched The Originals, it's basically like a continuation. Well, not a continuation. I feel like they go together. In some way, they are connected. Vampire Diaries and The Originals. Vampire Diaries is a huge 11 rating. Love it. But definitely The Originals is also a drama series. The Originals is a must-see, and you will definitely enjoy everything in there if you like the supernatural. That brings us to the end of the video, guys, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.